I've got 3 questions for you. What management information do you collect? 2, how often and how seriously do you analyse it? And 3, what insight does that information tell you about various parts of your business? In my experience, loads of people, loads of firms collect management information. Some firms actually analyse it and look at it more seriously, and very, very few are able to pull out insights from that help them make changes in their business. So there are 3 key ratios that you need to look at, I think, as a starting point with your MI. Your gross profit margin, your overhead, and your net profit margin. Your gross profit margin is really, really important, because if you don't get this part right, if there's not enough gross profit margin, you're almost no chance of making a net profit further down the line. So gross profit margin is your turnover less your direct expenses, and as I said before, that's payaways to salespeople, but that can include selling directors, so it might include you as the owner of the business, or payaways to introducers, but it's going to include salary, bonuses, car allowance, NI, all the stuff, or drawings even, if that's how you take your remuneration. It's going to include all that in the direct expenses figure. So turnover minus direct expenses gives you a gross profit figure. That divided by your turnover gives you your gross profit margin. And what you're looking for here is a gross profit margin of at least 60%, which means your direct expenses are no more than 40%. In a lot of firms, self-employed advisors are getting paid 50 or 60% or sometimes more of the revenue that they generate for the firm. And you can see that that's just completely unsustainable in most circumstances. So that might be an area that you need to look at if you've got advisors on that sort of remuneration structure. So let's look at overhead, the second key ratio. Your total expenses minus your direct expenses gives you your overhead figure. Now, your overhead figure divided by your turnover then gives you your overhead percentage. Now, ideally, this shouldn't exceed 35%. Now, when you start to look at this in your business, don't be surprised if you exceed 35%. That's pretty common, but this is sort of what good looks like and what you're trying to get towards. Your net profit is what's left after you pay away your direct expenses and your other overhead costs. And this is the reward for the risk you take in running a business. And this is something you should be getting paid in addition to what you get paid as wages, salary, or drawings for doing your job in the business like any other employee. Now, 25% net profit margin is what good looks like. Really, really good firms do margins in excess of that. But to be fair, a lot of UK firms can't even hit this target, so it's something that you might want to look at. But when you start to analyse these 3 ratios, your gross profit, your overhead, your net profit, it starts to give you insight into where the problem is. Is it a paying away too much to salespeople issue, which means you can't get to your net profit figure, or is it a back office efficiency type issue? Just being able to pinpoint where the problems are can save you weeks, months, years of wasted time and energy working on the wrong stuff. So have a look at these numbers. You might find it's really eye-opening. Now, if you like the video today, hit like or share it with a friend or a colleague. And if you want to leave me a comment, go to the website at fpadvanced.com and share your thoughts with me. Where have you worked on this in your own business? Love to hear your comments.